What's up, YouTube? Give me 1 second to launch the Facebook. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for being here today. And maybe one of the most interesting stories in a while, I kind of want to build on it. But you have all of the, or most of the major applications where people buy and trade, like Robinhood, Webull, TD Ameritrade. They have been reportedly, I say that just to be legally safe, but I know I have a Robinhood account as well, made it impossible to buy certain stocks. These stocks, of course, are GameStop, as we talked about yesterday. In some cases, AMC. In some cases, even Bed Bath & Beyond, it looks like. In some cases, Nokia. All the stocks we were talking about. I told you yesterday, I'll go over it again, how the hedge funds are short selling. So the people wanted to bet against the hedge funds and with the stock. And they've pretty much just rigged the free market in a sense of you can't buy the stock. It's crazy. They're so emboldened to do stuff like this. As soon as people start making money, as soon as people start doing essentially what they do and putting their money together, this stuff is, I guess leave it up to the courts and the SEC as to what's legal. But there's a lawsuit out already against Robinhood. It was reported by Lydia Moynihan of Fox Business. It says breaking class action complaint against Robinhood app filed in Southern District in New York. And I'm guessing that there'll be lawsuits filing in because this is going to affect millions upon billions of dollars. So many people put money into these stocks, AMC, GameStop. And the fact that major corporations like Robinhood, Webull, TD Ameritrade, etc., can just pause your ability to buy, it's crazy. We're going to talk about it. And this is really, in my opinion, the most exciting story in a while. In 2 days, people have already had a bigger impact than all of Occupy Wall Street. This is something that brings together the far left, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and the right wing like Don Jr. This is a people uniting thing. This is something outside of politics and policy that everybody can agree on. And it's also a red pill. If you guys don't know what red pill means, I mean, people use it politically, but I think of the Matrix. They say, take the blue pill and you can be a normie, sit in the cubicle, whatever, but you won't know the truth, but you'll be fine. The red pill is, I'm going to wake you up to everything that's going on, but you could never go back to how you were. The red pill in the sense of you're awake to how the world really works. This is going to red pill millions of left wingers. It just is. It's going to be an awakening moment of what happens when you really challenge the system. When you're challenging Donald Trump, that's not really the system. That's the fall guy. Whether Trump is good guy, bad guy, this, that, some people love him, some people don't. I'm not even going to get into that to not be too political today, but Trump, whether you love him or whether you're the left wing and you don't like him, he was the fall guy. Blame him for 100 years of all this stuff. Blame him for this. Blame him for that. He's everything. He wasn't everything. It was a total trap. So as soon as the left wing, they don't have Trump anymore. And it's a blessing in disguise. They don't have Trump to blame. So now they start looking at Wall Street and they get the right wing treatment. You get treated just like Trump supporters. You get treated just like conservatives and Christians and people who felt this for years just for expressing their views, getting wiped off of certain social platforms and just targeted by all these corporations at once. This is really a great moment in the sense of it's red pilling millions of liberals because most of Reddit is liberal. They've wiped out a lot of the conservative pages and they're trying to say it's white supremacy, it's the far right, it's this and that. And I have friends that are, progressive left. They all love this stuff, the AOC types. So the fact that they're doing this to people and deplatforming, colluding essentially to really rig the free market, in my perspective, this is not ideal that they're doing this, but I am kind of grateful because I think this is a really awakening moment. I really think that this is going to wake up millions upon tens of millions of left wingers to what happens if you challenge the system. And as people are coming in, thank you for being here. I just want to say, I know Biden was not the president that people wanted. I didn't vote for him. He wasn't what the right wing wanted. Clearly, they wanted Donald Trump. And he wasn't what the left wing wanted. Honestly, a lot of progressives and a lot of left wing, the populist movement, they don't like Biden. They voted against Trump or whatever. There's not really a huge, oh, Biden's so cool fan base. There's very few of those, like the MSNBC watchers. Most people are like, I don't think that many people felt that great about the vote. So he wasn't what the left wing wanted, but he was what the left wing needed. Because now you don't have Donald Trump anymore. You can't blame all your problems. Ooh, I fell. I hurt my knee on my bike. It was Donald Trump's fault. ooh, Donald Trump did this. Donald Trump did. It's like, dude, he was just there for 4 years. Before that, he was hanging out with supermodels and he was on WWE, The Apprentice. Like, he's a cool guy, but he didn't do everything in America's history was not Donald Trump's fault. The media did a brilliant job of framing everything that Donald Trump was and is. He's everything that's wrong with America. It's all his fault. Blame him. He was the fall guy. He was the scapegoat. The reason that you never got persecuted when Donald Trump was in office is because, one, Donald Trump was never the dictator that they said he was. He's actually way less authoritarian than Biden is and will be. You'll find that out soon. He's actually a pretty nice guy as far as politicians or political leaders go. And also, they wanted you to attack Trump. You had Amazon on your side, all the big businesses. He was always the scapegoat for you. He was always the fall guy. So Biden is not what the left wing wanted, but Biden is what the left wing needed. You have no more scapegoat. Now you have to face the system. You have to face Wall Street, the bankers, the military industrial complex, all these things that Trump was either being exactly the same or slightly better at. Now you have to face it. So this wasn't what the left wing wanted, but this is what the left wing needed. And if you want to be honest, I don't think this is what the right wing wanted, but I do think this is what the right wing needed, because now you don't have a security blanket. You don't have a friendly face on the government like Donald Trump. You don't have these plans, although they still exist. I know on certain websites where, oh, he's going to save my life. That's why they annoy me. But in general, the security blanket's gone. Biden is the government. Biden's the face of everything. So you get what I'm saying? The illusions, I think, have been shattered for the left and the right. No more Trump to blame. No more Trump to lean on. It's all out in front of us. And sometimes that's a good thing. And I think this is not only uniting people, but there is no more illusion that it's his fault. He's going to save me. No, this is what it is. Now we deal with it. And I see one of the more promising things I've seen in a while, which is both sides come together to actually do something and stop fighting each other. So I'm going to read these two super chats real quick, and then we'll start. Victoria said, everything happens for a reason. Biden may be a blessing in disguise for people that are anti-establishment. It's going to unite the populace on both sides. And I said, even if Hillary won, I didn't want her to win, but if she would have won, you would have seen millions of Bernie supporters, millions of Trump supporters, everybody, even Antifa, Black Lives Matter. They don't know what they even want. So they're against Portland. They're against all their own people. You're going to have this thing where Trump was actually very popular. Of course, he was unpopular, but he was very popular. Real people liked him. I don't think Biden's that popular. In a way, it is a good thing. You have all the people, no more scapegoat, no more, everything's going to be fixed for me overnight because he's my superhero. I think this could be a blessing in disguise, but for reasons that people don't, not because Biden's good, but because everybody can be united against what the system is. Holly said, maybe this will open people's eyes to how much of a nightmare digital currency would be to control everything we'll do. Good point. So this is the story in a nutshell, just to catch people up who didn't get it. So what happened was a bunch of hedge funds and a bunch of these billionaire capital elites, they were betting against certain stuff. If you guys don't know what short sell is, a short sell is when you bet against and by the way, I have to say this legally or whatever. I'm not a financial advisor, not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to report on it, entertainment, whatever, but I'm not advising anyone to do anything. I'm just trying to cover the story. But anyway, a short sell is when you bet against the stock. So they were short selling GameStop, and a lot of people on Reddit and other, trading blogs were like, let's bet for GameStop. We don't want them to destroy GameStop. And they rallied behind GameStop. The stock went through the roof. It went to 400 today, 300 from like 20. It just blew up because so many people started investing in it. So they kind of started gaming the system in a similar way that hedge funds do, just against the hedge funds. Instead of when the hedge funds bet against it, they were betting for it, sending it through the roof. A lot of regular people were making a lot of money. A lot of hedge funds were losing a lot of money. So they were ticked off. And it was just kind of funny to watch from the outside. It's like, wow, both sides are coming together to actually, fight the system in a way. And it was just catching steam. I talked about it yesterday. Melvin Capital was the big one. They apparently lost a lot of money, got out. So it was like the people fighting back instead of shorting and betting against it, betting for it against the hedge funds. So there are a few stocks that it was happening for. People found out they were betting against Nokia. They were betting against GameStop. They were betting against AMC. XSPA is one. I think BlackBerry, Bed Bath & Beyond. There's a few that they were targeting because they found some big hedge funds that were betting against it. So they said, let's rally for it. We'll shoot the price up. They'll have to sell their stock. It's called, I believe, a short squeeze. And then when they have to rebuy, it just sends the price through the roof. People who bet on it win, and then the hedge funds lose. So this morning I wake up God is great. I woke up before the sunrise. I feel great when I wake up before the sunrise. I've been up for 4 hours. I've been working out, doing stuff, editing. Oh, anyway, I woke up this morning because I was excited about the day and I wanted to see what was going on with the stock market. And right when I wake up, I go into my Robinhood application and it says, I don't remember the exact message. I mean, I could find it. I'll pull up my Twitter real quick because I posted it. So I pull it up and it won't let me buy. I tried to buy a little bit of Nokia. I was just like, let's just see what happens. I don't know. This is kind of funny. And then it said, this stock is not supported on Robinhood. I was like, what? You can't buy Nokia? And then they gave me an update. Update. The markets are experiencing significant volatility and there may be increased risks. It's important as ever is to be an informed investor. So they wouldn't let me buy the stock I wanted to buy. So much for a free market on Robinhood. They were trying to prevent people from buying Nokia, and they were framing it as like, oh, we're trying to help you. We don't want you to lose money. It's like, why didn't you do this during the lockdown? You guys had no problem. And I know Wall Street didn't close it, but the politicians had no problem on both sides, left and right, shutting the country down, sending everybody's 401k spiraling to the ground, destroying hundreds of thousands of restaurants, permanently damaging a lot of people physically and mentally. I mean, sending the kids into psychological abuse by scaring the crap. You didn't have a problem then. I didn't get a warning on my app when you did that. But now that people are actually making money and having fun and betting against the hedge funds, of course, yeah, you could lose money. It's not like, oh, just bet and you'll win. Yeah, no, you could lose your life savings on GameStop. If you get it at 400, it goes down to 200, you lose half. If it goes down to 100, you lose. You get it. You guys know math. This is the stock market. It's not all fun and games. It's like, okay, you pull a slot machine, you win every time. No, it's I'm not saying it is a casino, but in general, yeah, it's an investment, but it's also a gamble in a sense. You don't know which way it's going to go. Anyway, a calculated gamble of sorts. We know. So they're acting like they're really saving the day by not allowing us to buy Nokia. So a lot of people did research. I really like Dave Portnoy. He runs Barstool Sports. To me, he's a man of the people. He's a good guy. I think he's, he always just says what he wants to say. He doesn't care about political correctness. And he's in the stock market, pretty funny when he talks about it. But he's been going at Robinhood saying, these people belong in jail. And he did his research like a lot of people. And he said, it's very clear that Robinhood app and hedge funds like Citadel are saying we'll take our chances with class action lawsuits and white collar crimes and paying people off to stay out of prison rather than their firms going bankrupt. So people found out that one of the Robinhood backers, a lot of people are saying there's a company called Citadel or a hedge fund of some sort where, they have a short sale. This is what, once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not reading. I mean, I'm doing a lot of research, but I just say this stuff to, I'm reading reports. I have, CNET in front of me, Newsweek. I have a bunch of stuff, but in general, people seem to find out that Robinhood was connected to one of these big business, big investors who were betting against some of these stocks. So they blocked everybody from buying the stock. Of course, it's almost impossible for a stock to rise when some of the biggest, digital exchanges are not allowing you to purchase the stock. And then they're presenting it to the people as, oh, we're trying to help you. We're doing this to really make sure you don't lose money. When in reality, they're probably just helping their hedge fund and billionaire friends not lose billions of dollars. Because when we bet, or the people bet for a stock and they bet against the stock and it flies through the roof like GameStop, you could only imagine how much money they lost. Say you short sold at $20 and you thought GameStop was going to go down. And then it goes to 200, you lose, I think, 10 times the amount of money you put in. I mean, if you're betting billions like these hedge funds, you're losing billions. Like this is, it's crazy. It's very interesting and fun in my opinion. I get it. People make money, they lose money, but they didn't feel bad for us when they just shut our restaurants down. Like we don't have dispensable money. The people running this stuff are just like, they want us to feel really bad for them. And I'm not saying I don't want anyone to lose money, I guess, but you get what I'm saying. They're actually helping their big business friends and saying they're helping us by making it impossible on Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, even Webull ended up following certain stocks, not allowing you to purchase. Dave Portnoy has been going off saying he thinks it's illegal. These people belong in prison. Pulte, the guy who gives out free money on Twitter, he's been pretty vocal about it. And he's saying like, I'm deleting Robinhood. Pretty much everybody. I think the only person who somehow didn't come out of this like being likable was Ben Shapiro. he found a way, and I'll read his tweets later. He found a way in the moment where everyone's getting along, having a good time. He found a way to be completely boring and unlikable by saying some contrarian thing. But I always like a good contrarian statement, but I don't really think what he said made sense. Anyway, I'm going to read, this is what Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said the other day. She said, got to admit, it's really something to see Wall Streeters with a long history of treating our economy as a casino complain about a message board of posters also treating the market as a casino. So she's dunking on Wall Street. Here's Don Jr. Don Jr. said, it took less than a day for big tech, big government, and the corporate media to spring into action and begin colluding to protect their hedge fund buddies on Wall Street. This is what a rigged system looks like, folks. So you have Don Jr. and AOC getting along. They're both dunking on Wall Street. It's a good day. It's a great time, right? You got both sides getting along. And I followed one account. I'm not going to call them out because I like them, but they're like, AOC did this. It's like some people spiral. There's a time to dunk on AOC. You could dunk on AOC every day. You won't bother me. But it's like, this is a time when we're actually making moves as the people. We're accomplishing more than people have accomplished in 5 years. In 2 days, we've done more than 2 months of Occupy Wall Street. And you're trying to like spin this against the right, left, because that's all you know. You know, I'm not saying there's times to dunk on the left. I don't agree with what a lot of Biden's doing, executive orders. But it's like some people, they're one-trick ponies. Like, AOC caused this. It's like, no, bro, not really. But whatever. You know, I get it. Some people are like, that's all they can do. So I see it as an opportunity to come across the aisle and say, hey, let's get it done. And we'll see what happens. But I don't know how legal this is. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a stock advisor, investor. I guess investor, but not advisor. How is this legal? You guys let me know in the comment section. If you're into law, maybe there's some lawyers watching this. Is it legal to basically just stop people from buying stocks for the sole reason because you don't want the stock to go up because a lot of your big business friends invested against the stock with the short sell? How is this legal? I don't understand it at all, but I do find the whole thing very fun. It's like, it's a moment that's not negative. There's no racial connotations to it. And it's going to red pill millions of liberals. Mark my words. This is the time to reach across the aisle because they're finally seeing what persecution looks like. They're finally seeing what happens when you actually stand up to big tech and the corporations. When you dunk on Donald Trump and say, orange man bad, orange man work with Russia, Trump, Putin, that's what the corporations want. That's 4 years of running you in circles around a narrative that never really made that much sense. So Hillary and Biden and those people could protect their own behinds and use you as the scapegoat, thinking you're fighting the system. You're never fighting the system. When you go and burn down your own neighborhood in the name of George Floyd, you're not fighting the system. Why would burning down a used car dealership help anybody? Obviously, they don't care. If anything, you're helping big business because they'll probably buy that property for half the price once you burn the neighborhood down. Probably real estate wise, they don't care if you burn down all of Minneapolis. They'll come through, buy it, and probably make a smart city out of it. So it's like, think before you do these things. And also, if it's so revolutionary, why you can't find 10 or 20, what is it, like the My Pillow guy and, like Home Depot or something? Like how many corporations can you find that don't support that narrative? You're on the side of the corporations. You're on the side of the military industrial complex. The left wing messed around with their ego and found themselves on the side of literally everything bad because they just tried to make it all about Trump. And I'm not saying Trump did everything right, but if you actually have a problem with him, makes sense. That's all. I critique him sometimes, or I disagree with him, but it actually makes sense. It's like talking about Putin for 4 years. It's just a weird vibe. Anyway, I think this is a red pill because they're getting the treatment like Trump supporters, conservatives, libertarians, and contrarians have gotten over the last 4 years, which is when they want to shut you down, the system, they come together. I don't know if they talk or not, but they all follow suit. So you think it's a coincidence that Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, Webull, all of these big corporations just magically did the same thing all at the same time and came to their independent decision? No, they're all working as a unit. I'm not saying literally, but they follow suit. When, Alex Jones got banned in 2018, whatever you think of him, it was like everything, Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo. It's like the dude can't even use Vimeo. No one even uses Vimeo. They should be happy anyone even uses that trash website. But anyway, it's like he got banned on everything. Spotify, That's random. You think they all just came to the independent decision within 24 hours to make a huge decision? No, this is what happens. The corporate class works hand in hand with certain politicians on both parties. And when they want to shut you down, they do it. So when they make billions of dollars, they manipulate the stock market. They do semi-insider trading. Politicians got caught, buying and selling stocks based off insider knowledge that they had. They don't charge each other. They get off scot-free and say, that's fine. I mean, we made millions of dollars. We made billions of dollars. Yeah, I mean, we could short sell and give bad press to this company. We'll run your company into the ground, literally. We'll bet against it with so much money and so much media pressure that we will bury this company in the ground, make billions of dollars off it, and never care about it. They've probably done this dozens of times. So when they destroy your business, when they do this sick stuff, it's fine. But when you save a business, when they're trying to kill a business and bury a business, when you rally behind the business, shoot the stock price up, and they lose money, now they're ticked off. Is it because they care about people losing money? Are you kidding me? And I hope this is a red pill for a lot of liberals on what they're doing during this year as well. I'm going to say I have a tweet now that's going semi-viral. I'm just going to read it real quick. Only because I wanted to say something similar, but I'm like, I already wrote it out. It's probably better here. I said, what don't you understand? You get locked in your house. Your business gets shut down. You get treated like a slave. Amazon and Costco can stay open, not you. Hedge funds can make a fortune, not you. Has the message ever been more clear of what the elites think of us? And that's really what it is. Like, do liberals really think that science tells them that Amazon and Costco can stay open while a mom and pop shop can get, buried in the ground? What science says that? The science of they're just treating you like an idiot because you watch too much television or believe the New York Times too much, and they're just going to wear you down until you own nothing and they own anything. There is no science that says if there's 500 people in this store, the virus doesn't spread. But if there's 2 people in your hair salon, the virus is going to spread. What science says don't wear a mask in February, but wear a mask in June? The science changed. And then in January of 2021, wear 2 masks or perhaps 3. No science says that. If the science said that, they would have thicker masks or longer masks. Whatever the 2 mask benefit was, they could just have 1 mask that's shaped exactly like the 2 masks. There is no science that says that. They're treating you like idiots and slaves and peasants because that's what they think you are. The left wing is just good, better slaves and peasants than the right wing. The right wing, although they have flaws and although they run into traps sometimes, generally realize, stay the heck away from me and my family. Stop stealing my money. Stop taking taxes. Stop controlling every aspect of my life. And that's why when you go to red areas, they arm themselves because they realize how sick the government is. And also, they just tend to have more freedom now. The left wing needs to figure this out. And that's why I'm reaching out across the aisle to tell you guys, this has been the game for a decade. You're just on the side of Amazon. You're on the side of Google. You're on the side of Twitter. You're on their side, so they think you're fine. The second that you stray, what did you do wrong? You're not a racist. You're not a sexist. You're not a xenophobe. You have your pronouns in your bio. How could you be that? You're the best boy in the this side of Mississippi. Okay, you're this side of the Jesus Canal. No, anyway, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But in general, now that you're doing something, what did you do wrong? You're not a bad person. You made money while hedge funds lost money. So now they'll call you a racist, sexist, xenophobe, white supremacist, Reddit blog, need to destroy, because that's all they really care about. You think they care about Black and brown people because they let you burn a neighborhood to the ground, most of which is probably filled with Black and brown? They don't give a crap about these people. Look at what the Obama administration did in Syria and Libya with Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. And Biden is pretty much just making an all-star team of all the best and worst people from the Obama and Bush administrations. I mean, it's like a nightmare of neocons and neoliberals. But in general, you think they care about brown people? Did you follow their foreign policy in Syria? Did you follow their foreign policy in Libya? They didn't talk about it. You know why? Because it led to slavery. Literally, Black people got enslaved because they went and regime changed Muammar Gaddafi and just left it. And obviously, when you don't have a leader, that's going to probably happen in certain areas. So this is what these people do, but you're not paying attention. So it is what it is. And fake liberals like Vice They were celebrating when the rebels killed Gaddafi. Literally, you go to Vice's Twitter, you can find an old tweet. They're like, hooray, our rebel friends are, yay, we killed, like, they're like celebrating Gaddafi dying. Did they follow up on that and explain how it led to slavery or not? They don't care. They're just promoting like human traffickers and drug addicts to your kids on Snapchat. You think I'm joking? I found someone sent me one and I found the other one. They're literally promoting like human traffickers and be like, these are people smugglers. They're changing the name to make it like more digestible to their kids. They're sick devils over there at Vice. I mean, what does the word vice mean? The word vice literally means, I'm gonna look it up real quick because these people dominion. They always do exactly what they say. It's like conquering the world. They always make a name. Here's what vice means: immoral or wicked behavior. So that's what they do over there at Vice. Literally, you think I'm joking or exaggerating? Literally promoting human trafficking to kids. These people are sick. But in general, this is what they will do to you, folks, if you stray from the narrative. If you finally decide to get out of their indoctrination, it's gonna take putting your ego down, because there's a lot of school indoctrination, a lot of media indoctrination, a lot of cultural and musical indoctrination. And once you see through it, like with the Wall Street thing, they will shut you down. They will call you names. They will do anything they can to try to exert power over you. And if you haven't figured it out, that's kind of what the shutdown is for. You think there's science that says locking down saves a bunch of lives? No, of course, they're destroying the hospital industry, destroying the restaurant industry, destroying society, destroying people's mental health. If you look at the physical health of people over the lockdown, people's physical health on average got worse. If they wanted to do mandatory anything, mandatory jumping jacks, and literally people would probably have hundreds of thousands of less deaths from heart disease and diabetes. They don't give a crap about you guys. They're just using Trump and Fauci, these characters, to make you think it's some sort of game where you're following the science. You're following the science. The big corporations are swallowing up everything. Restaurants and mom and pop shops are losing everything. And the second that you actually try to regain power, like people are now with this whole stock market fiasco, they will crack down on you faster than a Trump supporter in Mississippi with a Confederate flag, folks. That's what's going on. That's what's happening here. That's been happening for years. And I hope it's very clear now. And I hope that I can help people see that, because it's only going to get worse. And to be honest, me and my friends will probably be safer than the progressives, because you're aligning yourself with these people. The second you realize that they're not who they say they are, and the second you realize that they're not giving you money. I mean, I have the Communist Manifesto here. I say it, but for progressives who are following now and conservatives, if you read the Communist Manifesto, Karl Marx has like 11 things that he wants to accomplish. One of the main ones is abolish private property. Think about that. Private property. What does that mean? It means private. It means the government, stay away. It's mine. Leave me alone. Essentially, you'll still have to pay taxes on it. They want to control all private property. They want to control all transport, all of it. They want to control all means of communication. That means media. That means phone. That's centralization of power. That's a nightmare. That's how authoritarian begins. So communism turns into, millions of people dead, not randomly because something messes up. By design, it's the centralization of power. The opposite of what Bitcoin is, what all these liberals like. The opposite of leave me alone. That's what it is. That's what they're going for. They want total control of everything. So if you try to outsmart them, they can shut off every application you own like they did and make it impossible for you to buy or sell. So this is, folks, what they're doing. This isn't random. And the second that progressives, like the people who follow AOC, figure it out, it's going to be too late, because the more they consolidate, the more they destroy, the more they have, and the less you're going to be able to get out of it. So we're blessed right now. We're in probably one of the greatest countries, if not the greatest country ever. We still have the first two amendments. We still have just innovation. I want to end on this note, and then I'm going to get to some comments. In Europe, God bless Europe. God bless the whole world. I'm a people of the world. I'm a person of the world. But in general, a lot of these other societies have been so controlled for so long that the average mindset is just way more groupthink and way more dumbed down. In America, even though we have maybe Orwellian, draconian regulations and stuff now, we still have that innovation. Airplanes, building stuff, inventions, even social media and a lot of tech, came from America. And that's not random. It's because we've been more innovative than a lot of the world, because we've had more freedom. So even though we don't now, we still have that leftover culture of innovation. So we have billionaires like Elon Musk who will be on the side of the people. We'll have, millionaires like Pulte and Dave Portnoy who have, probably $100 million or so on the side of the people. We haven't been totally communized. We haven't been totally controlled. So this is the time to really figure this stuff out. Where it's not too late. Of course, the lockdowns were not ideal, but it's not too late. We're still way ahead and more advanced than a lot of other people. And that American spirit and that innovative spirit is what's going to save this country. So let's stop arguing with each other all the time. I get it. We could talk about healthcare and all this stuff eventually, but we need to really figure out how to get along like this. And to me, this is one of the biggest things that's happened in years. This is going to do more than a lot of other movements that you've seen in politics right now. This is having a huge effect, and it's really red pilling millions of people. I'm going to read a few of the super chats. Elaine said, globalism is supposed to lift all countries to our level. Instead, it's about tearing America down to a third world country. Yeah, I don't trust the globalist thing. Important to become as self-sustainable as possible. God bless all. Always good. Someone said, Karl Marx and Engels just signed their name to a Jesuit Frankist doctrine that was already in practice in Paraguay hundreds of years prior, said Ballbusters. Interesting. I haven't heard that, but I'll look into that. Thanks for the tip or the suggestion. Let's see. People are already treated like herd and livestock. Someone said the elites harvesting stem cells from abortions to prolong their own lives and health. It's interesting because a lot of the abortion products are used in certain medicines and stuff. That is true. You can look that up. Do I know anything about the executive orders Biden is signing? I do, but maybe I should do a whole video on it, right? Maybe I should go through all the executive orders and really kind of cover them. I'm not 100% on everyone, but I've definitely been paying attention. Someone said Biden just signed the Obamacare Act and the patent planning women's. The dude's a nightmare, but Ballbuster said the Pope wants the exact thing the Marxists want. Oh, for sure. Now this Pope is he's hand in hand with the Marxist global, that whole gang of thinkers. He's totally in on that, no question. Someone said in UK and Australia, they can arrest you for Facebook posts. Oh, and they're trying to go here. I mean, this is one thing that happened the other day. This one guy, and I'm not defending him in the sense of I don't know everything he posts. I don't even know the guy. Something Mackey, got arrested basically for misleading people in the 2016 election and basically saying, don't vote or something or vote by text. It was like a troll to try to get people not to vote. The same thing was done by a blue checkmark liberal who told Trump supporters put on a Trump hat and say, hey, don't vote by phone. It's a joke, but it's also, a funny way, I guess, to try to get people not to vote. It's probably not going to work, but I don't know if they're joking or not. It's not my type of humor, but it was done by the left and they don't get arrested. When the right does it, they send like the FBI type stuff. It's crazy, crazy stuff that they're trying to pull off, Definitely be aware of that. And I do want to say this too, like a lot of people have talked about sealed indictments for a while. There's so many sealed indictments. You're banking off the fact that you think that's for all your enemies. Like who told you that all these sealed indictments, Adam Schiff, Hillary Clinton, it's all the people I hate in the maybe it's you, maybe it's patriots, maybe it's Trump supporters, maybe it's, why do you assume that it's for all the people you don't like? That's kind of, in my opinion, a hoax where people fell for that for years saying, trust the plan. All these sealed indictments are for the enemy. It's like, maybe they're for patriots. Maybe they're for citizens. They're almost definitely for citizens. I mean, you would know more likely than not, if something was happening to an elite, it would be too hard to hide. But, it's like people just assume they're like, ooh, all of them are getting arrested. It's like, no, the only people who've gotten arrested over the last couple of weeks have been Trump supporters at the Capitol, at their house for posting memes. I'm not being a downer about it, but it's like, it's time to stop following the carrot and paying attention because this movement today and yesterday is doing 100 times more than even these right-wing trust the secret inauguration and the sealed indictments. It's like, no. Holly said, I hear you, Holly. I'm not going to read that now, but thanks for super chat. App, God bless you, Jesus the Lord. He said, thank you so much. Someone said, hold on, I'll read a few. Someone said I'm buying more Dogecoin. Yeah, I'm not really into the crypto. I mean, I get the whole crypto thing. I'm just not personally in it right now. But I see people are pumping Dogecoin. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor. I just keep saying that because I like to be safe, and I see what they're doing to people. They're trying to throw people in jail for memes, jokes. A joke that would have been funny 10 years ago, they're now considering misinformation. I don't censor myself. I say what I want to say, but I see the game that they're playing. You get what I'm saying? Some people ask me, why do you think you're allowed to do this and that? It's like, well, I try to be a lot smarter than other people. I'm not just going to run into the Capitol building like I would expect to be arrested. So I didn't even go, and I wouldn't do that. I don't talk that much on Twitter. I mean, I talk too much, but in general, I don't know. You got to be careful with what you say. Don't censor yourself in the sense of First Amendment, but at a certain point, some things, if you're going to say, technically might not be legal or, could get you bopped on certain things. So, as far as threats or this and that, I try to stay away from all of that. And same with if I talk about stocks or anything, I try to be as accurate as possible. I know how the SEC works. I know, I've read kind of the laws about what you can and can't do as far as financial advising. So I try to be smart like that. And I suggest you do too. Don't censor yourself First Amendment wise, but you don't have to be so reckless if you know what you're saying is going to get you bopped. Just a thought, because, the guy that they busted in 2016, he didn't even have that big of a following. And I doubt it even made any difference at all. They're just sending a message to him. But what he was doing was stupid, but I don't know. I didn't read the full indictment or whatever, but it's crazy stuff. Someone said, what are we going to do? I mean, life is good. I talk to more than ever. You should be optimistic. I think the last 2 days, people have accomplished more than the last 2 years. There's an actual movement of millions of left wingers waking up, millions of left and right getting along, and also not just running in circles. You could run in circles around Hillary. You could run in circles around Trump with the hopes that he's going to do something. But at the end of the day, with the lockdown, and he didn't really do anything. I know people want to hallucinate and pretend like he's still going to take office back or whatever. And in March with the secret inauguration, these are probably controlled opposition agents, but maybe just really stupid liars, pathological liars, just running you in circles. What I'm trying to say is, in general, it's an optimistic time because people are actually figuring out something to do. A financial protest that's so powerful that all of the big, stock apps shut you down. That's a big move. That's a big play. And it's not just right or left. It unites the both. This is big. This is good. I think it's very, very promising that people are starting to see this stuff. So keep your eyes on some sort of diversion that's going to happen to make everybody fight again, because this is too good to be true. When you have the left and the right uniting and the hedge funds mad, expect an event to make people get mad at each other again. Someone said Jimmy Dore's a CCP lover. Jimmy doesn't care about China. I don't think that's true. I think Jimmy is a socialist, progressive socialist, probably doesn't understand what communism really is, but he's not this is the thing. You could say what you want. You're your own person. I'm my own person. But the CCP stuff, I get it. China. If you want to call out people's real ties to China, they're getting billions of dollars from a Chinese bank. Say it. But just to China, it's the same thing as Russia, except China really is influential. But you get what I'm saying? Jimmy Dore is a lot of things. He's more socialist. He's left wing. I don't agree with a lot of his policies. He's not working for China. He's an American citizen who just believes in socialism. So, you kind of pervert the meaning of things when you just say China, they're working with China. It's now it's the same thing as calling everybody racist. Now it doesn't even matter. The people's actual Chinese connections don't matter because you're saying everything works with China. I highly doubt that Jimmy Dore has anything to do with the CCP. So it's a counterproductive strategy, especially when we're making so much progress. You don't have to like Jimmy's policies, but you're seeing a movement uniting people. And what you're seeing is one-trick ponies who don't know how to do anything. The one account I follow, he's like, AOC made this stock thing happen. It's no, she does a lot of dumb things. I don't like AOC, but it's you get what I'm saying? when there's some people love to hate. Some people love the division. They'll act like I want to win. They don't want to win. They're all about their ego. They only know one thing. They know how to play into politics. I'm team red. I'm fighting team blue. That's good. Okay, battle. But sometimes there's a smarter play to be made on the chessboard where you come together and accomplish something. And that's what we're doing now. And it's way bigger than any of these political things any of these other people have done. But they don't know how to do that because they just want to fight all the time. That's all they know. But it's a trap. I'm not doing that this year. And especially these 2 days, you can talk about Biden's policies, talk about AOC's policies, but to blame her for what the applications are doing when she has nothing to do with that, it's just embarrassing and it's very counterproductive. But this is when people realize, a lot of the people on the left act like the people on the right. They're just emotional. They just want to fight. They just want to throw darts. And I don't know that they would be satisfied or know what to do with themselves if people actually came together and accomplished something. But to each their own. I just don't want to see it. What's going on with the Nokia stock? Should I stay in? I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not just saying that for legal reasons. I'm literally not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not just saying that for legal reasons. I'm literally not giving financial advice. I haven't told anybody in the last 2 streams. I'm not saying to buy or sell. Don't do whatever you want. Research, do whatever, and whatever you would normally do. I am in no way, shape, or form giving anyone financial advice. I'm just reporting on what's happening. And I'm not just saying that legally. I literally mean that 100%. I want no part. If something's high, it could go higher, but it could also go lower. That's the stock market. So if you jump in right now, it's very risky. That's just the truth. It's like, when a stock goes from 20 to 400 and you want to hop in then, it's risky. If you're going to buy Nokia, but most people can't buy Nokia because the stock, it's risky. I'm not saying to do it or not do it, but there's a risk. There really is risk and reward in both things. And that's just, I don't know. I don't want to be responsible for any decisions you make. Someone said, you'll make a great gulag master. I'm too jacked for the gulag. By the way, the song is done, Too Jack for the Gulag. It's done. It's mixed. It's mastered. It's getting uploaded. It's going to be on Spotify and such probably on Monday or next week. So I'm not going to the gulag. I'm not being a gulag master. Don't confuse being productive with being a sellout, because this is when people spiral. During the lockdowns, I said, I don't agree with these lockdowns. I think what's happening is communist and socialist, more communist and socialist. But I said that when Trump was at the helm in March and April. I said, this is communist. And right-wingers spiraled at me and said, oh, you sound like AOC. It's like, no, you're like a one-track mind. I literally don't sound like AOC because I'm against communism and socialism in the sense of I was against it last year. I'm still against it. And if Trump's involved, I don't care. But it's like people are like, you're a gulag master. You're working with AOC. I don't agree with communism. Ever. So how does that even make sense? It's like people just shout things at me. It's very weird. All right, let's read some on Facebook. Someone said, best advice I could give everyone, question everything. It's definitely good to question. It's definitely good to question things, no doubt. There's an old saying, they say, it's good to be open-minded, but don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out. So, I think that's pretty true. It's good to question everything, but at a certain point, being open-minded to the point where your brain falls out. Someone said, does China own Spotify? I don't know. I mean, in general, with music, when you upload it, it goes everywhere. So it'll be on Apple, Spotify, everywhere. Literally, even the little apps. If you have Tidal, which is owned by Jay-Z, it's going to be on like 100 different platforms. So I don't know. If you don't like Spotify, don't use it. Someone said, are we communists yet? No, I mean, I think the lockdowns were communist because they decided who could and couldn't open. And, they were strong arming certain companies to do certain things. So that was like temporary communism. We're definitely socialists now, but we're on our way, I guess, but you'll know it's like a full-blown communist operation when they control everything, all media. They're close, I guess, with communication. If they own Apple and Google, it's like at a certain point, they're getting close, definitely. But I'm sticking to what I said earlier, American innovation. We have it, folks, and that's big. The culture in America is not like the culture in Germany. No disrespect, my German brothers and sisters, but they beat Germany into the ground over the last 50 years to the point where like people snitch on each other for thinking outside the box and being right. America's not so much like that. We have that. We have our snitches. But there's so much innovation here because of our culture. Although they've been wearing it down, we're ahead of the game. If you compare, some of these countries in like the 20s and 30s, America was always like the freedom. And like even back then, Germany had its like, more control system and stuff. So I think Europe never really had what America had, which was that culture of freedom and liberty. And that's still that gets passed down. You have a huge right-wing movement in this country. And even the left-wingers, they don't know it, but I would assume they like freedom. They're figuring it out today. They're like, oh man, I don't like not being able to buy stocks. It's like, yeah, welcome to the club. And that's what we got to be today. Open arms, because we all had that moment too. I mean, this might not change people's politics completely, but it doesn't even matter. Just years ago, millions of people never knew this stuff because it's hard to know and it's hard to understand because it wasn't so obvious. During Obama's presidency, it wasn't that obvious. He's a good actor and he was good at like playing the fence. He did a good job. Biden, not so much. Once Trump won, they did a bad job. They spiraled so hard that millions of people woke up. They were so bad. I don't know, if I could have ignored it because they just screwed up so bad. So, we all had a moment at a point in our life when we figured out certain things. So that's what it is now. Hey, it's okay. Let's form a movement that keeps liberty in this country. Someone says, strengthen your community by supporting small business. I agree. I'm doing that with USA Products Only. We're going through thousands of emails and we're going back and forth with people right now. Before we add more businesses, we want to make sure that you can take care of business. So I'm on it. Let's see. A few more questions and then I might make this shorter so people have an easier time watching it. I appreciate you guys being here. For anybody on Facebook, I have the Facebook supporters live stream later. Supporters only live stream at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. I haven't really got outside that much. I've been doing a lot of work and the stuff around the house, so I should probably get outside today and do something. Life is good. I can't complain, but I've been working a lot. Let's see. What's up, Jorge? Appreciate you. Someone said the military is behind Trump and the military is in control now. Helen, you have to stop following psychological operations. No, the military likes Trump, no question. Most military people, I think, are on Trump's side, but this is a hoax. Charlie Ward is a pathological liar. Robert Steele, or whatever his name, pathological liar. X-22 report, pathological liar. Simon Parks, pathological liar. Stop lying to yourself. That's not what's happening. They're hoaxing right-wingers into delusion and mental illness. There is no secret inauguration in March. There is no, the military is running the show. Biden's not doing anything. You'll find out eventually, but stop. If you want to go with the psyops and disinformation, go somewhere else. People are tired of it. We don't want a carrot dangled in front of our face. These same pathological liars, Simon Parks, the guy who says he's, mates with aliens or his mom was an alien and his parents were intelligence community people working with the CIA and stuff. He brags about it on his website. That's who you're going to trust. X-22 report, who's never shown his face. He's just a pathological liar who moves the goalposts every week. Oh, he's going to get inaugurated on the 6th. Oh, it's the 20th. Oh, Biden's the fall guy. The military's in control. It's going to be a march. Get out of here with that disinfo. Just stop already. We're actually doing something. We're being productive. We're making websites to help small businesses. We're actually uniting the left and right against a common person that's holding us down. We're making moves and you're hallucinating about military secret operations that never existed. Stop following pathological liars and don't bring that nonsense here. Go to BitChute and watch these pathological liars get hundreds of thousands of views, hoaxing right-wingers into mental illness. You guys are literally more, and I'm not making light of mental illness, but you guys are more psychotic than the Mueller report liberals. At least that somewhat made sense, even though it wasn't real. This is even dumber. This is even stupider. They're making you look like a fool. The indictments, oh, there's indictments. You mean for all the Q people who went to the Capitol and got arrested by the FBI? Yeah, you're getting arrested. Podesta didn't get arrested. You got arrested. There's a sealed indictment. Well, Brandon Straka, the guy who posted memes in 2016, it's all right-wingers getting arrested. It's not your enemies. Drop the hoax. Stop lying to people, okay? Get a grip on your life. It's so pathetic. People think the military is secretly in control and going to like round up Biden because a bunch of pathological liars and intelligence community people on social media told them. It's a honeypot trap to take down the right wing, make you look like idiots, and stop you from doing what we're doing today, which is actually doing something in the real world. Karen said, bye. Go away. Go to the pathological liars, and you can come back to me crying in March when you find out there is no secret inauguration and they lied to you for, I don't know, the 50th time now. At a certain point, you have to respect yourself, okay? You don't respect yourself if you follow these people. Have a little bit of respect for your mind and yourself. It's such a joke. Next. Someone said, Lynn Wood, Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell just followed her lawsuit. She got sued by $1.3 billion by Dominion. If she has a Kraken, you'll find it out in court because she gets discovery now. If she has anything, you'll find out within the next year. If she doesn't, move on. She lied. We'll find out. She might have been telling the truth, but she got sued. She's going to go to court. She has everything she wanted. She has discovery. Will she be able to come through, or was she talking more than she could do? I have my assumptions, but my assumptions don't matter. Just pay attention to the lawsuit. Anomaly, what's your opinion on the CFR, the Council of Foreign Relations? A very powerful group. I mean, what's there to really say? One of the global groups that has a lot of power and influence and influences a lot of decisions, or at least, seems to be a place where people meet and talk about stuff. Just standard stuff. Malcolm Campbell said I think you're talking about Sidney Powell, said she was duped by a misinformation campaign in Robert Barnes's opinion. Yeah, Robert Barnes is a good lawyer. I like him. I think so. I know people don't want to hear it. This is just my opinion. But if you had to ask me, I think Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood are really good lawyers. I think they've done really good work. But I think they went so knee deep in the QAnon stuff that they started speaking half truth and half hoaxes, and they're going to get their ass sued, and she's probably going to lose because I think her and Lynn Wood, I know Lynn Wood for a fact did this because I see his posts. He started mixing with reality with provable hoaxes because he follows accounts that he trusts as sources, but they're really just pathological liars. So I agree with Robert Barnes. That probably happened. Sidney Powell had real information, but she mixed it with hoaxes she read on message boards, and she's not going to be able to prove it in court because it's not real. She's a good lawyer, but some of the stuff she's saying, okay, I agree, then show us. And she never showed us because I don't think she ever had it. And same with Lynn Wood. He's a great lawyer, but when he's posting hoax articles from Conservative Beaver, I stopped taking him seriously. I respect myself enough to do my own research. And I'm like, this dude's accuracy rating, he's not batting 100. If you want to be a QAnon decoder, you don't have to bat 100 because the whole movement's based on disinfo. Disinfo is necessary. But if you're a lawyer, you can't play Q person. You get what I'm saying? I think that's what happened to Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood. They got into the disinfo is necessary. I don't have to be accurate. I could just say whatever I want. That works if you're X22. You're an anonymous guy who never shows his face and just pathologically lies to people 50% of the time. But if you're a serious lawyer who's in a court case against government people in a election, yeah, you're gonna get your ass sued and you're gonna lose. So if Sidney really has a Kraken, you're gonna find out. I think the Kraken was her talking like it was this big, making all these claims she can't back up, and then throwing an octopus at the court. I read the court case. It was good, but it wasn't no Kraken. It definitely didn't have all the things she claimed on television. So we'll find out. That's all I'm saying. It's not up to me. My opinion doesn't matter. Pay attention to that court case. If she really had all the data or all the evidence she said she had, then she'll win the court case and she'll make Dominion look bad. If she didn't, she'll lose the court case. So we'll find out. Someone said the Proud Boy FBI informant story. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it means, but I saw they were saying the founder or something was I don't know if it was an FBI informant, but I don't know, it was an informant for law enforcement. I don't know, but I told people here probably 2 weeks ago, if you guys follow me, I'm not saying if you're into these movements and you're a good person, I'm not judging you. I'm not the media. I'm not the Justice Department. It's not up to me. I meet good people in all sorts of groups and movements. It's whatever. But if you want the feds to be on your tail, then QAnon and Proud Boys are for you. It's going to be riddled with feds, folks. I'm not saying purposely or what, but the feds don't like these two groups and they're using them to take down the right wing. So if you're into that and you want feds to be investigating you, though, that's for you. If you don't, if you're a sane, normal person who wants to be left alone, I wouldn't suggest hyping up those groups and putting a tag on your profile and being like, this is me. This is who I am now. That's a quick way to get taken down. Just my opinion. They seem like they've been fully infiltrated in a certain sense. And also just in general, you know, they've passed certain ways to take these people down and use it as justification to do all this sort of stuff. So I've seen this coming for months, but to each their own. Someone said he was fighting human trafficking. He might be a great guy. I don't know. I don't want to fully, you know, as far as that story, he could have been doing that. He could have been working with law enforcement to be dishing them up things and really doing great work, you know, taking down really bad guys. That's a definite possibility. I'm not speaking on behalf of him. I'm just saying I know the feds want to take down the Proud Boys. You know, I just know that. So I'm not saying he's setting people up. He could be a fantastic guy. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, that in general, they look at the Proud Boys and think we need to destroy that group. So I would say there are probably 10 different ways that they're trying to set that group up and take them down. I'm not, if that's who people are or something, it's not my thing. So I don't know. I don't even know what it is. They said it's this, they say it's that, they say it's that. The media says it's that. I'm just saying the feds have their eyes on those two groups. You know, they're looking at them as existential threats and terrorists, and they're trying to take it down. It's just not for me. But if those are your people or whatever, it is what it is. He could be, I'm not blaming him and saying he's in on it. I'm just saying they're looking at those two movements with a microscope, just trying to take them down. That's just what I see. As an outsider, I see certain things where the media and the feds, they like hone in on it and just say, those people are this. And like, it's just like, okay, I identify that. It's not for me. Someone said, what about the Boogaloo Boys? I don't know that much about them. I saw Jimmy Dore did a report on them. I think they're like left wingers that like guns, and the media reports them as right wingers, right? The Boogaloo Boys, they seem to have a lot of left wing views, but they're like enough is enough type left wingers. I don't know enough about them. And even the Proud Boys, I'm not the media. I'm not smearing them. I'm not saying they're doing this. They're saving people. They're not. I don't know. I read that story like you did, the informant story. I'm just saying more to really explain it. I'm not saying that they're setting each other up purposely. I'm just saying that's what they're doing. Someone said paranoid. I'm not paranoid. Do I look scared to you? Do I sound scared? I'm just telling you what's going on. I see how they work. If you don't want to hear this, just move on. We can move on to another thing. But I'm just telling you, that's what's going to happen. Someone said, why are they trying to take them down? Well, the Proud Boys, they've deemed as a threat. For whatever reason, one of the dudes got in a fight and they found some sort of legal way to deem them, you know, essentially a group that's a threat. So that's like a number one enemy of these people. So the law enforcement and the feds are going to be all over these people. So any event you do, any event that you go to, they're going to be all over it. I'm just letting you know. I'm not paranoid. That's just what's happening. And same with the QAnon stuff. They don't like the Q people, but more importantly, they're kind of using them to one, make the right wing jumble their mind, two, make everybody look kind of stupid, set goalposts all the time, but also it's giving them justification to actually start looking at people, investigating, taking the movement down. So to me, the Q thing is like a honeypot trap. You go in, disinfo, you don't know what's real, you think you're fighting human trafficking, but in reality, half of it's disinfo, half of it's real, you don't know what to believe, and now you're in this honeypot trap. Think of honey, you're stuck to it. And then they wipe it out. They'll wipe you off social media. They'll label you a threat. They're going to do all this. So the pros and cons to me, the pros are almost non-existent. If I want to do this research, I could do it on my own. I have a computer. I don't need a message board to tell me what to think and what not to think, and that there's secret Gitmo plans and stuff. It's a total joke. It's like you can do the real research that they do without all the bullshit and disinfo. It's pointless. So the pros are non-existent. The cons are just overwhelming. So that's how I feel about that one. But as far as the other group, it's not my thing. So I'm not talking down. I've met people that say, hey, what's up, Anomaly? We like your videos. It's like, that's great. If I appreciate you. I'm not talking down on the people. I'm just saying if you want to be real, those are the two groups that they're going to take down, or they're going to try to take down, and they're going to have extra scrutiny on and use it as justification to do some sort of stuff. What's legal, what's not legal, I don't know. I'm just telling you, as far as me seeing this stuff, I could tell when they're about to trap people and try to do something. That's just how I feel personally, my opinion. And I've seen this happen a few times with certain narratives and certain hashtags. It's not that the gist of it isn't right sometimes, but it's like, okay, it's been labeled, they've labeled it, and then they're going to set up for the fall. I just feel like that. Someone said, "Are you ever funny? I could use some funny right now." I think I'm hilarious, but I don't know. It sounds like I'm in a glass somewhere and you're just like, bing, bing, bing. You're like, "Are you funny? Make a joke." Pull the string on my back. See if I make a joke here. Wow. I don't know. All right, a couple more minutes. I'm gonna take off. Someone said, "Stop calling them elites. They're deletes." It's mildly entertaining. Thank you. Deletes. Anomaly, did I see the World Economic Forum the other day? Trump spoke as well as Xi Jinping. Oh, Trump spoke? Isn't that nice? No, I got to check it out. He spoke at the World Economic Forum? Really? I mean, it would make sense since he's out there selling vaccines with Bill Gates, but mildly shocking. Let's see. Did Trump speak at the World Economic Forum? I mean, he is a Moderna salesman. Moderna, I'm the fastest vaccine boy this side of Bill Gates. It's like, all right, bro, calm down. Let's see. World Economic, hold on. Forum. Did he really speak at the World? Watch President Trump's full speech at Davos. Oh, no, that's 2020. Oh, he spoke last year. I don't know. Did he speak this year or last year? I don't see it. I guess he spoke last year, but I don't see it this year. Maybe he did. I don't know. I got to look into it after. He did speak? I got to see. No, he didn't. You guys are giving me different. I'll have to look it up myself. I can't speak on it. It says he spoke in 2020 at Davos. Watch President Trump's full speech at Davos in 2020. Okay, he spoke in 2020. I don't know about 2021. Last year. Moderna, okay? I'm the fastest vaccine. Nobody's faster than me, okay? I'm like the Jeff Gordon of vaccines, okay? I rush it out. Ivanka tells me. Ivanka and Jared, they say, get the vaccines. Bill Gates has the vaccines. I get the vaccines. I put the vaccines out. I tell the FDA, Moderna, go faster. We got to go faster. I need the credit, not Biden. He needs the credit. Trump needs the credit. Trump did the vaccines. No, Biden did the vaccines. Trump did. And I'm just standing here. I'm like, I don't like any of this. This is not the fight for me, but whatever. Anomaly, do you agree or disagree with the UN 17 goals? I can't speak on it because I haven't read the UN 17 goals, but I could just assume if it's anything like the rest of the UN, I probably don't agree with most of them, but I haven't read them, so I don't know. Someone said Trump unlikely to get Davos invite again 4 days ago. Yeah, they kicked him out of the club. He got too lit on Twitter, you know? He's like, I did the vaccines. And they're like, yeah, but you got to tone it down on Twitter, bro. You're talking too much shit. He's like, I can't help it. I got to keep it real sometimes. So maybe he didn't get invited. I don't know. They hated his speech. Yeah, probably. He did a lot of very, very different stuff. You know, he definitely challenged them a lot. I'll have to listen to his speech, but all right. So people giving me misinfo. See, this is why I do my own research. Half the people saying he did, he didn't. He talked in 2020. I don't think he did in 2021. Do a Dr. Burke's impression. I gotta feel it. I don't know his feeling impressions. My Burke's impression is very good. I must say that's one of my better ones. But if I feel inspired, I'll do it before I leave. I just don't feel. I feel shy. I don't feel like doing it right now. Get a silk scarf. I want to just read this real quick. Someone said, I mean, if Q actually is military intel, obviously they can't give away exact dates or plans. Bro, they're not telling you stuff on a message board. Get over yourself. The only way the military could give me information is by telling me things that are real but not real, but only I can understand, but Hillary Clinton can't understand. If the military's telling you on a message board, bro, use your brain for 5 seconds today, okay? If QAnon's telling you a secret intel that's so secret that the deep state can't know, that's why he speaks in codes, what makes you so special? If Hillary has 100 aides that she pays, you think they can't figure it out? If you could figure it out? If you could figure it out, they could figure it out. If they could figure it out, you could figure it out. If they can't figure it out, you can't figure it out. And that's exactly what's happening. They don't know what's going on, and you don't know what's going on. Because it's a code that only I can understand, but they can't understand. Get over yourself. If you can understand it, so can they. But you don't know what's real and not. You're confused, and everyone's confused. You're just confusing everyone. How dumb are some people? I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, how egotistical and like self-righteous are some people? No, I mean, it is military intel. The reason it's disinfo is because, the deep state that can't just the military's not just going to tell the deep state everything that's going on. They can't tell them, so they speak in codes. So how do you know? Well, I know because I read the codes, but I know. So then they know. If you know, they know. If you don't, you get what I'm saying? It's so simple. It's so obvious. Get over yourself. The military's not speaking to super secret codes. If anything, it's probably military intelligence, aka the CIA, aka the people who run people in circles all the time and co-op movements in foreign countries and do regime changes. Yeah, stuff like that. If it's anything, it's so obvious. It's like, can we move on to things that actually matter and make sense? I figured this out in 2018. I debated all of the top people. Jordan Sather, who I heard is talking trash about me because he's attached to Q. Jordan, go talk about aliens again or something, bro. Do something more important with your time. He can't talk about anything because this whole audience is built off him just hallucinating theories that never come true, moving the goalposts every 50 hours, pretending like he has secret intel that he doesn't have. No, you fell for a hoax. It's okay. It's so embarrassing. That's the most simple part of it. If it's secret so they can't understand, you also can't understand. If it's secret but you can decode it, then it's not secret because one, if you can decode it, they can decode it. But also, if you're talking about it on all social media and shouting it out to millions of views every day on BitChute and Rumble, it's not secret. There's nothing secret about it. It's a mind control psyop that is working to perfection on egotistical, narcissistic people who think that they're special enough to receive secret codes. And they're so smart, their IQ so high that they know exactly what's going on. But the deep state is just baffled by their intelligence. Man, the deep state and their billions of dollars and thousands of people, they just can't fathom how smart you are able to decode all these messages. But I mean, they can't do it, but you can. I mean, do you really think that? It's so embarrassing. I figured this out in 2018. Some of it's real. Yeah, human trafficking is real. A lot of the links are real. But as far as this idea that you're on the secret mission with Frodo to arrest Hillary Clinton and it's going to come any day now and they have this plan and as soon as it doesn't work, they just spiral and make up a new theory. Well, no, we never made that theory. We just didn't. He never specified. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. It's everything and nothing. It's external goalposts. It's so real that part of it's real. And it's so fake that you don't even know what's going on because every time they're wrong, you just say it's disinfo. So what do you know? You know nothing, just like the deep state. You're not outsmarting the deep state by decoding things so much smarter. Like my IQ is 5,000, but Hillary Clinton's is 5. She can't understand this, but I can. No, it's public info. It's on thousands of people's social media. It's public data for everybody to read. You're fooling nobody except for yourself. Come on, guys. It's so simple. Someone said, at what point does it end for them? Never. I thought it would end after the election because I did a video on it, but you could trace these people. I know because I debated them in 2018. I knew they were frauds back then. But if you could take all their videos and make a compilation, they've been wrong 1,000 times. They constantly move the goalposts. I thought for sure most people would get off the bandwagon after the election. It's like, clearly if Trump doesn't win a second term, it wasn't real, or at least the overarching theory wasn't real, although some of the info obviously was. But no, they're like, oh, the military's in control. And the March inauguration. Okay, it's April. It's April 1st. Now what? Oh, we said March 2022. Oh no, March to October. We're marching to October. Trust the plan. Dark to light. It's never going to end for these people. It's permanent mind control. It's like a cult that you can't leave that's based on nothing. It's so embarrassing. I'm not talking about it that much anymore. Someone said I fell for it once. It's okay to fall for it, but after 3 years and Trump's not in office, now you have these people saying Biden's the trigger guy. Oh no, you don't understand. Biden needs to be there. Oh no, there's a secret constitution and Trump's going to get inaugurated in March. So why was Trump president? If there's a secret constitution, how come? Oh, get over yourself. It's so embarrassing. Whatever. What's my gut feeling on all of it? I have multiple videos on it. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but my thought is at the beginning, it woke a lot of people up. There was real information in there mixed with like this fantasy fairy tale. So it got people excited. They're voting conservative. They're learning about human trafficking. And there were a lot of good elements to it. And then at a certain point, once the lockdown came, it was a bad thing because Q programmed people, martial law, blackouts. You know, this is what you want. When blackouts and martial law happens in days of darkness, then that means we're close to getting the Hillary. That's what they were programming people to think. So when the lockdowns happen, they'll never admit it because most people who follow it are like egotistical maniacs or pathological liars. But most people thought the lockdown was the moment. Why wouldn't you? If you followed a psyop that told you days of darkness, just wait, trust the plan, martial law, we're going to arrest them with martial law. Of course, when lockdowns happen, wouldn't you think that it was the good guys doing it? Of course. And that's exactly what they thought. But they're such pathological liars, they never admit to it. But luckily, just like in 2018 and 2020, I was getting messages from all these lunatics and they were mad at me for reporting on the lockdowns because they thought the lockdowns were the martial law where all their enemies were going to get arrested. When that didn't happen, they eventually figured it out in May and started turning against Fauci and Bill Gates 2 months late. And then they said, just wait, we're going to win the election. And then they said secret sting watermark ballots. And then they said, well, there's a secret server in Germany. The CIA seized it. We got them in their tracks. And then they said on January 6th, Trump's going to reveal the cards. And in person, and X22 said that he's going to do a big show and show all the video, all the evidence, and everyone's going to have to feel it. And then it didn't happen. And then on the 20th, he said, well, Trump's going to stay on the 20th. There's a secret plan. And then when that happened, he posted on Gab and said, Biden might be the trigger guy. And now they're telling people about an inauguration in March. It's so embarrassing. So isn't it obvious at this point? Yeah, there's some pros to it, but they've been totally outweighed. What are the cons? Patriots running in circles, looking like absolute idiots, embarrassing themselves, looking like buffoons, because that's what it is. Not focused on what I'm talking about today, which is actually having such a big financial impact that hedge funds are losing billions of dollars and entire apps are trying to shut people out of the stock market that unites the left and right. You're not paying attention to that. It's a total hoax. It's a psyop. Part of it was real. The overarching theme was fake. It's never going to end because some people are permanently caught to this fake narrative. It's so embarrassing. Someone said Q never said any of that. LOL. Here go the pathological liars again, folks. They can't admit everything. I've read the Q jobs just like you. Does he not say days of darkness? Does he not say trust the plan? Does he not talk about martial law and blackouts? Of course he does. So when lockdowns happen, people thought they were good. Stop lying, Shannon. Just another Q pathological liar. You make mistakes at that. Well, he never said any of that. Yeah, because he doesn't say anything. He speaks to you in a fortune cookie. If you need a big thrill in your life, just order Chinese food and crack open a fortune cookie, and it'll say, "Oh, something big's gonna happen this week." And you can be, "Oh, the fortune cookie told me something big's gonna happen this week." Q said this. Yeah, he says broad things. So anything that happens, he takes credit for it. Big drop coming. Days of darkness. Oh, he never was wrong. He just told me days of darkness and dark delight and trust the plan. I mean, he never misled me. Yeah, I get it, Shannon. I eat fortune cookies too. Come on. It's so obvious. Well, he never said that. Well, the Q decoders did. Who cares you're worshiping a message board that you don't even know who it is. What if behind the message board was a pedophile that sleeps with like 5-year-olds and that was just doing something in their time and you followed a pedophile for 3 years? What if it's literally military intel trying to run people in circles like Operation Trust did in the 20s and 30s in the Bolshevik Revolution. Why would you follow somebody anonymous that you don't even know who they are at all and treat them like Jesus Christ when they've consistently been wrong? Trust Sessions. How many times did Q say trust Sessions? A bunch. How many times? Trust Ray. Trust Hubert. Trust the government. Oh, you don't like government, right? Oh, I think government's corrupt. So trust the government, because anonymous message board poster on 4chan told you a bunch of fortune cookies. Okay, I'll trust the government. I'll trust it. Anomaly, he never said that. I'm just going to say I never did any of the things that I did because I'm a pathological liar now. We get it. I know. This is not new to me. I don't want to repeat this every day of my life. I debunked this and I called out everything in 2018, 3 years ago. With Praying Medic and Jordan Sather, I said, what if martial law lockdowns come and you secretly cheer them on when they're really bad? I said that in 2018. You want to talk about foresight? That's foresight, saying, I can tell just by how you guys are talking that you're priming conservatives and libertarians to be for martial law and for blackouts. That's all they say. I get it. Come on. Someone said I would trust a 600-pound man behind a laptop more than the media. No, I understand why it works. That's definitely why it works. Because people don't trust the media. So that's like the left wing. I don't trust the left wing. They're corrupt. Of course. So you walk right into the right wing. And then people say, oh, man, the right. And then they go to the left wing. That's exactly what it is. So I get it. You don't trust the media. So you're willing to treat an anonymous psyop like Jesus Christ. I get it, but it doesn't. This is the extreme. This is the polarity. Well, if I'm not that, I'm either anomaly. If you disagree with lockdowns, what are you, AOC? What are you, a liberal? Go vote blue. No, I don't want to vote blue. I'm just saying I don't think red's going far enough. But I only have two options. I don't live in a binary world where I have to agree with either thing that both. That's not real. This is like fake, WWE world. So it's the same thing. I get why it works. I understand why people trust it so much, but this is another binary situation. It's like, well, I don't trust them, so I'm going to trust them. It's like, what about you just take everything in and critically think about it? If you read the Q stuff and you actually think critically and you don't go full cult Jehovah's Witness into it or whatever, then it's probably not that bad. You could just read it like the New York Times or CNN or Trump or Breitbart and leave whatever you disagree with. I think there's people who do that and it's totally fine. But the fact that it's spurred this religion of just kicking the can down the road and pretending like nothing exists because every time something doesn't happen, he never said it because technically it's all fortune cookie, like open code. Someone said, is justice dead in America? No. This is a motivational positive stream. We're making progress right now, folks. When you see the left and the right come together and millionaires rally behind the people in this stock battle going on that I was supposed to be talking about, this is the revolution, folks. We have the American spirit. We have enough people. Are you going to focus on what's real and focus on what's right, or are we going to spiral and just run in circles around fake military plans for 5 years? This is make or break for America. We're fine. It's going to be fine if millions of people focus their energy on real things and do something productive. If millions of people spiral around Gitmo plans and Hillary Clinton, locking Trump up with the Mueller report, you have a nation of just useless people. So let's not be that. We don't have to be. We're making progress today. Today is one of the. Why are we doomed? Where are you reading this? Who's telling you why does justice not exist anymore? I don't get it. Maybe because the bad people didn't get. Someone said progress. Okay, go watch a right winger that tells you that the world's collapsing or something. Maybe you'll feel better. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? Yeah, there's a lot of progress being made today. I'm not talking about Biden. It's not going to come from the government, guys. It didn't come from Trump. Thinking Trump is going to save the whole world is the trap. That's how you get trapped. Thinking Biden's going to save the whole world is the trap. Thinking Biden's going to ruin your whole world is the trap. It's going to come from the people. So yeah, there's a lot of progress because for the first time in maybe, 10 years, There's an actual movement of both wings that are doing something productive financially that's affecting the top dollar and waking up millions of people to the reality of what's going on. Yes, we're making a lot of progress, but you're not going to do it spiraling around trust the plan or spiraling around conservative accounts that just run you in circles and scream at you all the time and tell you how scary everything is. That's the trap. Most of these people are total jokes. They don't have anything else to do. They just profit off you running in circles. They wouldn't be able to exist if there was no red and blue battle. I would be able to I have so much content. I made one about God this week because I've wanted to do it and I had extra time. I don't need this conflict in order to make content. A lot of people do. That's all they know. So tune out of that stuff. Someone said, what do we do to get out of the lockdowns? Well, that's the thing. I think if there was a freedom, in other countries, in Italy and in parts of Europe, they're picking a day and they're saying, let's open up everything on this day. As far as in America, we had the Trump movement and Trump was doing Operation Warp Speed and doing an election fraud. So we didn't have a freedom movement. So right now, what is the right wing doing? You have millions of people now doing the stock thing, which I think is very productive and interesting. And you have millions of people just living in the shadows of Trump saying, I miss Trump, I miss him. And then you have millions of people saying, trust the plan, military inauguration. So there is no real freedom movement in this country. There's just a bunch of people embarrassing themselves over Trump. In general, I think in order to do something about the lockdowns, there has to be an actual movement. We're trying certain things, but when 60% of the right wing is spiraling, it's not going to happen. On a personal level, you just got to make it happen in your own life. But as far as a big right wing movement, it doesn't really exist right now in this country. My opinion on GameStop, the company or the stock? The company, I don't know. They sell games. You stop there. The stock, I just find it interesting. I don't really have an opinion on it. All right, let's keep it positive. Let's go. Let's get a few more and then I'm going to take off. Baller said, but anomaly, you don't understand NASDAQ ETF. Yeah, I get it. Someone said, why don't you spend time talking about the earth? I don't know. Why don't you start a channel and do it yourself? I don't know what you mean. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's like, why don't you do what I want you to do? I don't know, because I'm me and you're you. I don't know. Why did I get 600 million views? Why did I accomplish so much? Why do I make music? Why did I record 2 songs? I don't know. Why am I looking out the window right now? I don't know, because I'm a human being with my own ideas and thoughts and passions. I don't know. Why am I not you? Why do I not drop on my knees and make the video you want me to make? I don't know. It should be pretty obvious. I do what I want to do, but maybe you could reword that and suggest that I do it as opposed to demand that I am. It's like, why? I don't know. Why don't you have a YouTube channel? Why is it not bigger? Why don't you do better videos? I don't know. Someone said poor enough. I'm fine. It's a back and forth, but. Someone said you're being a dick to your own viewers. No, it's all an energy exchange. So I'm here having a good time. I've enjoyed myself most of the live stream, and people say certain things and I just respond. I don't know. You have the power to say anything. You could have said anything right there. You chose to say that. I'm choosing to say this. Your input matters too. You come here and I communicate. That's just what it is. Resi Spirit says they want infighting among patriots. We need to pay attention to Biden's action and preparing ourselves during the Wall Street Revolution. It's not only infighting, but they're just spiraling people's minds. If you want to be completely honest, I could care less about Republicans now. The Q people have made me completely uninterested with it, combined with Trump people spiraling and just having nothing to do except for just reminisce on good times about Trump. I don't really care. I understand a lot of people that are right-wing like me. I'm still conservative, right? I haven't changed, but I don't care about these political traps. I don't want to speak at CPAC. I'm not trying to suck up to Mitch McConnell to get a bunch of donor money. I don't want to speak at these events. I don't want to be around these people that much. I don't really care. If I go to an event, it's cool, but I don't really care about what the Patriot Party or these people to me are just one trick ponies. So we're going to do our thing. People, it's going to have overlap. We're going to be productive, but as far as what they're doing, I don't care anymore. I'm not interested. I want to focus on what we can do to actually make strides. Someone said, ignore the negative trolling. I mean, is it really that bad, guys? I think it's kind of funny. Is it not? Is it not funny when I say something funny to someone's response? I don't think it's negative trolling. I just think people say things and I respond. Is it that bad? Do you want me to stop? I think it's funny when I respond to people, but apparently not. Someone said, ban me. I'm not even reading what you're saying. It's not that important. Spanish John said, you got 600 million views because you pretended to support Trump. I'll read your comment, not because you're negative trolling, but I could respond. It's deeper than that, but obviously with President Trump and conservatives, there's a big media movement because all of the media is lying. So people are looking for the truth. And I told the truth. So as far as pretending to like Trump, I didn't pretend to like Trump. I did like Trump, but I actually have respect for myself. And I think that's the difference between me and a lot of these people is I'm a person, Trump's a person. I respect him. I'm not a pushover. When Trump goes into a business meeting, you think he respects the person who says, I'm your number one fan. You think he doesn't respect those people. He makes a killing off those people. Art of the deal. He's going to get a good deal. You're going to get nothing. So we, the people in the art of the deal, we, the people, are not supposed to just be cheerleaders. We're supposed to protect our Constitution. We're supposed to protect our First Amendment. And when Trump does something that doesn't goes against that, it's not your job as we, the people, to just get on your knees and like suck them off. No offense. I'm sorry if that's a little graphic. That's not my job. I'm a man. I'm a person. You're a person too. I respect myself too much to run circles around fake posts on Telegram from hoax people saying things about Gitmo. I respect myself too much. It's not, I don't pretend to like Trump. I told the truth about Trump. I told the truth about what the media wasn't doing. And if you compare my reporting to others, I actually do something that's unique and helpful as opposed to just running people in circles for clicks and emotion. I did the opposite of that and got millions of people to support him. But when he starts doing Operation Warp Speed, I'm not a liar and a fraud like the people you probably watch. So if I don't agree with it, I don't agree with it. I don't have to agree with everything he does. I don't agree with everything my parents do. I don't agree with everything my siblings do. I don't agree with everything my best friend does. You know why? Because I'm a human, and that's why we like each other. But you guys are so on your knees, you think you're supposed to worship him like a god. And that's why you got Biden. That's why he lost, because you were unable to actually hold him accountable and hold our country accountable. So you lost. And instead of learning from the loss and getting better and stronger, people are spiraling around secret Gitmo plans. That's like becoming 600 pounds and instead of losing weight, just being like, oh no, there's going to be a fairy who's going to come and zap me and then he's going to make me lose weight. No, that's what pathetic people do. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just a rude awakening. Maybe someone hears this and figures it out. It's not virtuous. It's not loyal. It's pathetic. If Trump was in a business meeting with me or his son, they would respect me because I'm not a pushover. Rand Paul golfs with the president and he calls out Trump all the time. Trump has taken business meetings with RFK and RFK sued Trump 2 times. Nobody respects we the people who don't respect themselves. Trump doesn't respect you. Biden doesn't respect you. And you lost the election. You know, I'm not saying it was right, but that's just what happened. So it's like you're not shocking me with these, oh, you supported Trump just for the views and the clicks. No one thinks that. I mean, a few people probably do, but who cares? People that are honest get it, and people that aren't. But I don't understand this theory of like, oh, who cares about lockdowns if Trump's involved? Who cares about rushing Moderna vaccines through FDA approval when they have no liability? It's like, I care. And millions of people do care. So if you want to fantasize about how all your mistakes that you've ever made are going to get, you know, wiped away by John Durham, go follow one of these, you know, con artists on on one of these websites. Rebel Joe Coffee says, please allow Rebel Joe Coffee on your USA products platform. Hey, Rebel Joe, thanks for the super chat. We're going through all the emails, so we're going to do food last, I think. Sorry, just because it's a harder thing to do. But my team is working on it. They're working around the clock, emailing people. We're on it. We will, if you emailed us, we'll get to it. Aaron said, keep it real. That's what I like about you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't respond to negative comments because I'm mad. I think it's more interesting. If I just respond to everyone who agrees with me, I don't think this show is that interesting. I think this is what makes it a more interesting show. I don't think there's very many people that answer questions. That's why, if you want to be honest too, I think that's why I'm able to go through certain stuff. I don't sit in an echo chamber. I come here and people disagree with me all the time. Like some of these people, I'm not going to name names, but Jesse Lee Peterson, nothing wrong with him. He hit me up and was like, hey, do you want to debate somebody? He's trying to set up a debate with me and a high profile Trump supporter because he sees that I disagree with certain things. I'm not going to say who it is or if it's going to happen. You'll know. I'll let you know. But I'll probably be debating a high profile Trump supporter on all of these things. And I'm not going to, anything could happen, but I'm probably going to blow them out of the water because these people don't know half the stuff I know. It's not a competition, but it kind of is in a debate. All they know is how to cheerlead. All they know is how to suck up to the GOP. They don't even know half the information I know because they've never looked at it because they block it out and be like, oh, you're unloyal. If you don't support the Operation Warp Speed, you're unloyal. Trump didn't do the lockdowns. That's all they know. I'm going to blow them out of the water. It's going to be embarrassing because I'm going to come with facts and statistics and reality, and they're just going to come with blind loyalty. Oh, you're a liberal. They don't know. I'm just not trying to be mean, but that's what's going to happen. So we'll see if that debate gets set up, but I would not want to debate me. I'm shocked that someone accepted it. We'll see what happens. Someone said it's good that you give feedback. Well, yeah, I don't think, and the point I was getting to is most people don't do this. Most people don't go in front of the camera 4 times a week and talk to people who disagree with them. Most people never do that. Certain people, they did this at their event and got ratioed and they never did it again. Charlie Kirk had a few questions he couldn't answer. He shut down the question and answer, not because they were so mean and racist, because Charlie Kirk doesn't know how to actually answer right-wingers who disagree with him. So you get what I'm saying? Not everyone could do this. So I have a lot of practice, and I think it makes an interesting show. But, I think that's missing in the right wing, just like it is the left wing. You go to CNN, they don't challenge themselves. They don't allow anybody on CNN that disagrees with them. And that's what the Trump movement kind of starts to get. In the Q movement, we question everything. No, you don't. You question everything except for the fact that you're probably following a psyop. Question everything except for the fact that it's probably not smart to follow a message board for 3 years like a messiah. Okay, then you're not questioning everything. Even the Trump movement this last year, when things are going good, it's easy to support somebody. When things get rough, it's a lot of people didn't want to be challenged. A lot of people didn't want to hear certain questions and point out certain realities. And that becomes harmful for everybody. Like, why would you just want to hang out with a group of people that you're not even honest anymore? You're saying truth, truth, truth. We're truthers, and you're not really. I'm not interested in that. So I don't answer people because they're trolls. I just think it's funny and interesting. Someone said to Dick, don't be a dick. Well, I get it. His name's Dick, and you're telling him don't be a dick. That's funny. Someone said, just got a friend request for me. It's not me. On Facebook, they make fake pages every day. If you get a friend request from me, it's not me. If you get a message saying you want a free prize from a fake anomaly account, it's not me. Blue check mark on Facebook, anyone else is not me. People make fake accounts all the time. Someone said, still thinking about RFK sued Trump. I got to look into that. Well, if you want to hear about it, Theo Vaughn interviewed Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's great. Theo Vaughn, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., if you search it on YouTube, you can find it. He talks about how he sued Trump, and Trump still met with him to talk to him. All right, one more. Let's end on a good note. Someone said, later anomaly, you disappointed me with the Jehovah's Witness slur. Okay, I apologize. I thought when I said that too, I was just thinking of things. I get it. People call Christianity and Catholicism a cult too. So I apologize. Same with like Scientology. People say, I probably have Scientologists watching me. So I apologize for saying I couldn't think of something that's like a religion. So rather than say it's like a cult, I would say, the Q thing's like a religion to people. So, interchange those words. I'm sorry that hurt your feelings, but I thought of that when I said that. I was like, there's probably Jehovah's Witness who follows me. I have no problem with Jehovah's Witnesses. I was just trying to relate Q to a religion and or a cult, but that was not probably the right one. Someone said it is a cult though. I try not to hate on people's religion. Like even Scientologists, it's not for me, but I know some Scientologists that are really cool, so as long as they leave me alone, I don't care if they're Scientologists. You'll never see me hating on Scientology because I know some cool ones and they don't bother me. So same with Jehovah's Witness. I know there's a lot of famous Jehovah's Witness. I didn't mean to say it in that way. So I'm not taking it back because I'm like afraid. I literally didn't. I felt bad when I said it because I don't judge people's religion. However, if people base their religion off of a message board that took Julian Assange's WikiLeaks and just spun it into a fake hoax 3 years ago, that I'm kind of judging a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but that's why I tried to relate it to that. Someone said my 18-year-old friend died because his parents were Jehovah's Witnesses and they wouldn't let him have a blood transfusion after an accident. Well, that's a sad story. Yeah, I feel bad. There's nightmare stories in certain religions that are more strict like that. I can't really speak on that. One more. Yeah, we got to end on a good note, though. We got to end on an actual good note. Shai said, how are you going to judge Q because it's not truth and then say you love all religions? It's not a religion. That's what I'm saying. It's pathetic. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Only God can judge, but if it's your religion and it's based off of a message board that literally took Julian Assange's WikiLeaks documents, recycled the information in it, spun it so it wasn't real, and moved the goalposts, I don't know what to tell you. If judging is a sin, I'm sorry, Lord, I've sinned because I just don't agree with it. And it's really annoying, but whatever. If you want that to be your religion, I would say if you're talking about me being a Christian, I would say that's pretty sacrilegious yourself, but whatever. It's not a competition. I'm not trying to be like a Baptist pastor here, but supporters live stream tonight. Yeah, 6 p.m. EST. Speaking of which, I got to get stuff done. Someone said at least your army gets free boobs now. I think you're talking like the trans reversal. That's pretty funny. Someone said I liked it when you said everything's going to be fine. All right, we'll end on this note. Got a little bit off tangent, but the story of the day is it's going to be fine. Today, if you tune out of these political people, most political people will not really talk about this to the full extent, although I would say Don Jr., there's a lot of people talking about it. This is a bigger story than even politics. You don't have to take your eyes off the weird stuff Biden's doing, but as far as making progress when the administration that's in office is not making progress, this is what it's going to take. It's going to take millions of left-wingers waking up. That happened today. It's going to take millions of people going across the aisle and figuring out something that makes sense for both parties. That happened today. A lot of this stuff, if you tune out the negative people and the people who prey off the division, a lot is being made. Keep your eyes on this story because what they decide to do, not only will it affect the stock exchange, which is one of the biggest, transfers of wealth in this country, if not the biggest. I don't know, how buying and selling and such. But I mean, it's also red pilling people to applications, how they could shut you down and they'll call you names if they don't agree with you. It's a very, very promising couple of days, I must say. And everything will be fine, especially if we make it fine. Good day, good couple of days. And if people don't spiral and just, even with me, I could handle things better and I don't have to answer certain things. But if I come here, you could ask anything and say anything. But if we just talk about the same things all the time, and I don't mind, I come looking for questions, but people just ask, like, the reason I get annoyed, and it's really on me, how many times have we talked about this? It is funny. It can be interesting, but like, I did the debates in 2018. I did in 2019. I talked about it for years. Every live stream, people ask the same exact question, and they tell me, Anomaly, you're going to apologize. On the 6th, you will apologize when Trump gets in. I'm like, okay, doesn't happen. Anomaly, you don't know it's time. Before the 20th, I watched this guy who told me that there's a secret ballot operation and Trump's going to get in and reveal all the information. Apologize on the 20th. Okay, I'll wait till the 20th. Okay, 21st. Anomaly, you don't know what you're talking about. Wait till March. It's like, anybody who watches my channel who's not into that stuff, who's actually honestly seen this, we've seen it 20 times already. This is not new. You pick a date, it doesn't happen, you claim you never said that, and then you move on to the next one and say the person that you follow never said that, because technically they never really said anything. They said a lot of things that were wrong, said a lot of things that were right. It's like throwing crap at the wall. Some of it sticks, some of it don't. Cool, we get it. If that's your thing, knock yourself out. But why come here and just make a great, positive, inspirational, important, relevant discussion about your mental decline spiraling down the trash because you're following a psychological psyop? Just stop already. Just don't follow me. I'd rather you just leave and go in your little crowd. I relate it to like a heroin addict. If your cousin or your friend's a heroin addict, you try to help them. You do everything you can. And then they say, let me live with you. And you should probably say no, because if they start hanging around you too much, their bad habits are going to start to weigh on you. No offense, but that's how I feel about these people. It's like they not only can't handle themselves, but they want to drag down the whole right wing. At least with AOC, she leaves me alone. Yeah, okay, you can call everybody a white supremacist. It doesn't matter. I don't hang out with you. These people, they come over to the right and they're like, we are the patriots. We're the patriots. And they're just they're like your kid, like jumping on your neck, like, ee, and you're like, I can't breathe. No, we're going to trust the plan. Just wait till March. It's like, I'm so tired of you people. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, just unfollow my page. I have so much more to talk about. I made a great video that I was very passionate about God. I have a really funny parody video I'm going to work on, talking about the stock market, going to talk about the executive orders, going to hold Biden accountable, but also really expand and do stuff that's even more helpful than politics. And you guys want to just take the discussion from here down to here and be like, all the time. I'm like, I can't get off me. And then I take you off. Censorship. What about the First Amendment? It's like, no, you're like the heroin addict cousin who just can't stop doing crack cocaine. And you just want to hang out with us all the time. And we just don't really want to hang out with you anymore. It's like, if you want to follow a channel, that tells you that there's going to be a secret inauguration in March, go do that. But come here and apologize in March when it doesn't happen, because it's not real. But they don't, it's like this weirdest thing. That's why I relate to a heroin addict. No matter how much they're wrong, they never say it. I'll apologize. And I'm like, listen, with Tucker Carlson, I wasn't that mean to him, as mean as other people, but I was skeptical of him questioning Sidney Powell. I was like, is this really the time to do that when we only have 2 months and she's putting her case in court? In hindsight, he was right. She said a lot. I have proof that millions of votes are switched along those lines, and then she didn't really deliver. So he was right, and I'll apologize. I think he was just doing it at a time when people didn't want to hear it, and he has every right to do whatever he wants to do. But these people, they're wrong every week, and they never apologize, and they follow a thing that they think that it's only in code, so it doesn't matter when they're wrong or something. And then when the goalposts move, that's always how it was. It's like a crackhead living in your house. It's like, just go away with the other crackheads, and you guys could fantasize about, fairy tales, and like, maybe you enjoy that. You ever walk on the street and you see a crackhead and they're just smiling? I have. You walk on the street and everybody's mad. They're buying and selling. I got to go to work. I work at Starbucks. I'm on my 10-minute break. I don't want to be here. And then you look at the crackhead on the street and he's smiling. He's got no teeth because he smokes crack, but he's having a great time. And I'm like, I don't judge him. Maybe he's having a better time. And there's nothing wrong with working at Starbucks. I'm just saying, like, sometimes people look miserable in their day to day. I love a happy barista. But sometimes they're pissed off. You see the crackheads more happy. Maybe that makes you happy. I'm just saying, I don't want to live on the street with you guys. It's not exciting or interesting to me. I can get my thrills and my kicks without the crack cocaine. I'm excited. Oh, now I'm like, you're on drugs. What are you doing? I'm actually not. I'm just having a good time. I'm a happy, jolly person. I don't need I don't need the hope porn. I don't need the fake psyop. I don't need the fantasy, intelligence community people who pretend that they had sex with aliens or whatever. I'm not interested in it. So I'll answer a question about it. I love having a discussion, but we've said it 1,000 times now, probably in the last 2 years. So it's not that I don't want to talk about it. I've done the debates. You can go look them up online. I've had the discussions. It's just getting old. And, we want to focus on something else. God bless you guys. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. Someone said, I bet you get unfollowed by many with a sad face. It's okay, Karen. You'll come back in March. I see you're still here. I've been bad mouthing it and you're still here. Do you know why? You know at the bottom of your heart that I'm right. And you're going to go off with these fantasy pixie dust people. And eventually in March, you're going to realize it's a hoax and you're going to feel betrayed and you're going to feel unwell. And you put your hope in something that's not real. So you're going to feel really down. And where are you going to go? You're going to come back here to the one page that tried to tell you the truth when none of your other friends and people you watched did. So I know why you're watching me and I know why you don't want to unfollow. You're sad, but you can click unfollow. You can go off with them, but I guarantee you'll be back in April because it's not real. So I'm just trying to be nice and save you months of I've read some of these messages that they're like, they put their entire faith in the fact that they thought Trump was going to be inaugurated on the 6th. And when it didn't happen, I read some of these messages. Some people spiraled. Some people were like, I haven't really, I've been ignoring my kids. I'm not joking. Like literally, like my family doesn't even like me anymore, but I've been in the message boards. It's like sad what they're doing to people. If you just casually follow it, it's not a big deal. But the fact that so many people got so invested in this, some people lost their whole lives over it. And it's not really anyone's fault but your own. It's like, why would you do that? I'm not even blaming the message board. It's like, who told you to be that dedicated to something that's not real? So I see what it does to people, and it's evil in my perspective. So, if you want to unfollow, it's fine. I don't care if 1,000 people unfollow me. I don't really care. I'd rather have the mental saneness here and enjoy myself than having to spiral and repeat myself every day for the next 3 months. It's not fun. So if you want to unfollow, it's fine. But in March, when the secret inauguration never happens because it was never real to begin with, I hope you finally stop. The next time they try to psychologically abuse you, I hope you leave. Because these same accounts, before I leave, they've done this 10 times already. It's psychological abuse. It's like beating your wife and then saying, oh, no, I did it to help you, or I'll never do it again. And you just keep doing it. So it's like after anybody still following it after the inauguration, it's kind of sad at this point. At least there was some sort of hope beforehand. You're waiting till March now for the inauguration. What happens in March? You think these people are going to stop? No, they're like the abusive husband. They'll be like, I meant March 2022. Actually, it's going to be the next election. Just walk away. # walk away from these abusers. It's, but if you want to follow them, knock yourself out. I just find it very uninteresting. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. Have a beautiful day. And to the supporters on Facebook, supporters only, live stream tonight, 6 p.m. PST. I got a really funny, if you guys like my mask video, I have a really funny parody video about the press. I don't want to give it away, but it's going to be out probably in the next couple of days. I got to record it. It's going to be really funny. I have a really good skit I got to film. My new song, Two Jack for the Gulag, is going to be out in Monday, I think, maybe. I made the album art, the cover art. I put it up online. Now it's just uploading. So that's going to be out. Exciting stuff. It's a good anthem. It makes you want to work out. We're going to get Two Jack for the Gulag. Fantastic times. All right. I'll see y'all. Thanks for being here. Have a good day.